Gang, we've got a bit of a strange one here coming up. We've got Melissa Lantsman, the Conservative Deputy Leader.
It's Melissa Lantsman. I'm hosting
over the
for
airwaves.
Ben Mulroney in his place today, and I didn't really want to talk about politics. I talk about politics all day.
Because you are Conservative MP. That's right. And so we really kind of wanted this to be...
we want it to be politics adjacent.
Political adjacent.
Yeah.
I love that term.
We're not going to get there. I'm hosting today. Mike Drolet is with me. He is running point. I used to do this a lot back in the day. A lot. Before I was elected, I spent a lot of time on radio. And so this is kind of like riding a bike, but I need some training wheels.
Let's go.
So
Let's do it.
So you're here with me
so
today.
So it's not like riding a bike because you got to go back to the training wheels.
Yeah, I get to go back to the training wheels. Right. We're going to do this today. We're going to talk about a lot of interesting stuff. And of course, we didn't want to talk about this right off the top, but we're going to talk about this right off the top.
It's kind of hard to avoid.
Yeah. Everywhere
when you get the deputy, leader of the Conservative Party in, and we're talking about defections, it's sort of a hard thing to avoid.
Yeah, we're going to talk about, I guess, a former colleague of mine. In the House of Commons, former caucus colleague, Marilyn Gladu. You probably heard the news by now. She's a Liberal as of today, or as of yesterday, I should say.
So what was your life like in caucus with her? How much did you deal with her? How well did you know her? Did you see this coming?
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest. I don't have a lot to say about Marilyn and sort of the person. I don't know her very well. I've known her for a few years that I've been there. Didn't have her on my bingo card as one that would go. As much as I don't want to cast aspersions on people and their plans on where they want to sit. She was elected in Sarnia, Lambton by the people of Sarnia, Lambton with a massive margin, actually. 53%, 40,000 voters.
Yeah, versus 28,000.
Yeah, that's a big plurality. Anybody would love to have that when seeking elected office.
How much did you win your riding by?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. Yeah, thankfully, I'm really grateful to the people of Thornhill who sent me here. And look, I want to also say this off the top. We're going to talk about Marilyn and we're going to talk about the defection, but we're also not going to make this 3 hours of conservative radio, 3 hours of political radio. I don't want to do it. You probably don't want to hear it. So we're going to talk about some fun stuff.
We are, but we are also going to make a mention of the fact that nobody really saw this coming, as you said, because of the comments that she'd made in the past about the Liberal Party and about floor crossers in particular. Right?
Yeah, she made the point. So she was the MP who just like a couple weeks ago says that MPs are there to represent their constituents. That's a quote. And switching parties isn't, quote, representing what you're supposed to be there to represent.
That kind of stings.
Her words, not mine.
Yeah, no, they are her words and it stings. But you also, we found this audio clip here and I didn't remember this. You didn't either.
No, I didn't.
And this is one of those ones where you go, because you might think, okay, well, they're saying that, well, she's really kind of, she was sort of on the line between conservative and liberal. No, she was not.
My name is Marilyn Gladu, and I'm running to be the federal leader of the Conservative Party and the next Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah, whoa.
That was 2020.
It was 2020. I've spent like more than 20 years in the movement politics of conservative politics. I've been an MP for about 5, and I totally didn't remember that. You go from running to be the leader of the party, potentially the prime minister, and you get to sitting as a Liberal. She also suggested that voters deserve a redo.
Is she saying that
words.
now?
No, she just said it like a couple weeks ago. When MPs cross the floor, they get a redo.
But she's not saying it now?
She's probably not saying it now.
No, I agree with that. We had that discussion yesterday. We had a heated discussion about that yesterday.
Yeah, no doubt.
Were suggesting that, no, we have no problem with it. I mean, personally, I made the point, I don't care if it's a conservative going to Liberals going to conservative, a NDP going to the Liberals, or a Green going to more Green. I don't care. I think that it's democracy in action. If you are going to change parties versus the people vote you in for certain reasons, it's only fair to go back to the ballot, even though it's going to cost money.
So that's for sure at the core of this debate, and I think with lots of the noise going on about who she was and what position she had and what she said in the past, at the end of the day, you had a lot.
Smash the like, hit subscribe. We work really hard at this stuff. Let's get back to the video.
lot of people right now that cast a ballot for a party that isn't represented for the ballot that they cast, for the vote that they cast.
So she did talk to the media today, and she was asked many times by reporters yelling questions at her about the switchover.
You seem to be saying your constituents voted for this and the Liberals. The first person we talked to yesterday at Sarnia couldn't believe it. They called you a turncoat. They couldn't believe what you had done. And you're telling us that they want this. I just don't buy it.
Well, all I can say is that I've been listening to my constituents since last summer, and this is what my constituents are saying. This is what they want, and certainly it's going to be good for the riding. We're going to receive the support we need. It's going to be good for the country. I've experienced to help build it, and it's good for me personally as well.
What?
Wait a second.
It's good for me personally as well.
Repeat that again. What's the last line?
It's good for me personally as well.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's interesting considering she was asked about that. She was asked about switching over and what she got for it, and she responded that no, it's she didn't get anything for it because it would be illegal.
Yeah. Well, she
so
also.
If there were, I don't know.
Look, this is one of these issues. Whether it's her, or whether it's somebody else, there is a whole lot of people, particularly today in Sarnia, kind of like buyer's remorse, like they want their money back. They're not getting what they've asked for, and it's really hard to convince people that their vote matters when they see things like this happening. I'll tell you a little story. I went to the grocery store yesterday after leaving my own constituency office in Thornhill, and I just got an earful from everybody about this. People who knew me, people who didn't know me, people who decided that they just wanted to tell me, give me a soliloquy about democracy. So first and foremost, I should tell you I'm not going anywhere. We should lay that out on the air.
Okay, well, so then that actually leads to that question where we had a lot of people are talking because they've been mentioned over the last week or so that there were 10 Conservatives who were looking to cross over to Liberals, and now it's being reported, there's still 9 more. I mean, obviously the math and the math works out there. Do you buy that?
I don't buy it. I don't traffic in rumors either. And if you asked me a couple of days ago, make a list. Not that I would ever do this, but make a list of the people that were going across. Marilyn Gladu wouldn't even register on my list. So I don't know. I think this is entirely self-motivated or motivated by self-interest, I should say, and there's probably nothing more to it than that in her case.
Do you look at colleagues differently now?
Oh, that's a good question. Look, with a number of people crossing the floor from the NDP as well, I look at people in the same way that I would ask myself that question, like, what are you doing here? Like, who you were sent here to do a specific job. You were sent here under the idea that you would stand up for your constituents. In my case, it would be to oppose the government, to play that constitutional role. Mm-hmm. I couldn't look anybody in the face at that grocery store if I made another decision. So it's going to be hard for me to look them in the face. It's probably going to be hard for them to look their constituents in the face.
Yeah. So we just have enough time, I think, here to play one last clip. This is from the Liberal convention.
Let's do it.
A clip from, former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Oh, God.
And, see if you can see how you feel about this.
I am really excited to see what you can all accomplish under Mark's leadership this weekend and for the years to come. But remember, the Canada we've built together didn't happen by accident and won't continue without effort. It takes hope and hard work. But we're Liberals. We got this.
Oh, yeah.
So cringe.
Did you have lunch today?
Cringe. Look, that's going to be the last shot I take at a prime minister or a former prime minister.
We'll wrap it up right there, gang. Aaron Canadian Looney, Melissa Lantsman takes over the Ben Mulroney show on global television. What a weird thing. Hit the likes, smash subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video. Ciao for now. We're out. Ben Mulroney show, Melissa Lantsman. What a weird thing.